Using the demo database, you start the program, select demo database. It's already got a few customers in there. So if we click on Fred Jones, look at his vehicles. He's got 2 vehicles. If you scroll over, there's more information like fuel type, fleet number, reg due date. These fields here are updated automatically from the invoice, so you don't go in here and type these fields in. And these fields are used for sending reminder letters and marketing emails or SMSs. So it's got a few customers. So if you want to do an invoice, you just click on invoicing. These are already these customers have already been invoiced. These are outstanding invoices, they're unpaid. Okay, so if you select one of these invoices, the customer comes in. I mean, you can select the invoice, ring him up, change the invoice if you like. Make that 9. Oils, make that $10. You can change $10. You can change whatever you like. Call the customer when he comes in. You can you just pay off the invoice, recalculate, make payment. So it pays on Visa card. Print and save. So you want to save the changes. Yes. Invoice has been saved. That'll come up with the invoice on the screen. There's the customer, vehicle details, with the next service date, next service kilometres, reg due date, balance due is 0. Is GST, paid today, $3.79. Now if you have a look here, there's only 2 outstanding invoices left to be paid. Okay, if you want to look up the invoice, so I'll clear the screen, you don't have to, but if I look up invoice, that's the invoice we just did, $3.79. I can search for all invoices for Rego Q, triple Q123, so I just type in Q, or everything that starts with Q comes up. So I'll clear the screen. If I just type in, so I'm looking for all Fred's invoice. If I type in Fred, all the invoices for Fred come up. I can select the date range. For example, between this date range here, from there to whatever, that's how much sales we made. That's the GST, so you can just copy that GST amount onto your BAS report if you want. There's your total GST there. That's just the basic way of doing it. If I select Fred Jones, get down here, I can look at the service history for that rego. There's a service history. If I clear it, that's all his service history for the different vehicles. Seems like, well, for all the vehicles in this case, because there's no search criteria. I type in, say, A1 mechanic. So A1 mechanic's got 2 cars, or he's got 1 vehicle, same rego. He's had 2 services, one 2006, one 2012, one 2006, one 2012. So if I select that invoice there to have a look at it, it just comes up here. But it just shows you the details here anyway, and the total. That's the service history. You've got visual inspection. You can do a 10-point check. So if I go battery needs attention, fan belt's good, that's good. Say that's urgent. If I save that, and when I print the invoice, it prints a report with the invoice, highlighting these details that you've checked these parts, and it can bring you more business. You can add more things in there. You just add things as you need it. Okay, so these aren't fixed. Okay. Okay, a few of the good features of this program is got the outstanding invoices here on the side. Easy to search for invoices on different criteria. You can quick add, you got your contact details. You can quick add customers. I can add another vehicle for A1 Mechanics. Quite simply, just typing in information here. If I clear the screen, say if I want to create an invoice, all you do is go, I can type in, so I got another rego, type in Q, there's the rego there, just select that, the customer details go in there, right mouse click, look up labour, say it's an ultimate service, there it is there, the price, save, invoice has been saved, and there's the outstanding invoice. So when he comes in, you got that and pay it off. So also I can search on customer name. I can go find customer, type in A1 for A1 Mechanics. He's got one vehicle, select that. I can put the parts on there, say I want that and that. Okay, I can put labour on there, look up labour. So we'll just go fan belt. I can also type things in. Say carbon tax, so $10. Okay, so it's A1 Mechanics, got one invoice there. Okay, we'll change the vehicle, say we'll keep the, we'll just leave it as it is. I'll just go save, invoice has been saved, now he's got 2 outstanding invoices. So if I search for another customer, say another customer comes in, so it's, his name's Tom, type in T, everything with T comes up, we'll type TO, everything with TO comes up, select Tom, he's got 2 vehicles, so we'll select that one. We can also add a standard job or kit. Okay, so safety for Falcon, it's got these parts, labour, so we don't want this part on there in this instance. Okay, so this is a standard job that's got the parts and labour on there, so you don't have to keep on typing in. It includes not just the inventory or the labour, but both at the same time. If I go save, it's saved, there's Tom's invoice there. Okay, and then that's the invoicing. In here, the parts, that's your stock. If you want a new, create a new product, you click create new part, you just fill in the details, part number, 1 to CS, put the description in there, description, the cost price, so it costs you $10, and you sell it for, it's been set for automatic markup in the setup, which is pretty simple to do. You don't have to put a supplier in, you just go save. Details have been saved, so now the part is here to be reused. I didn't put a group or how much quantity I had on stock, but when you invoice, the quantity decreases, and when you purchase, the quantity increases by the purchase quantity. Okay, so in here we've got the services, which is the labour, same sort of thing. So click on that one, that's the details for that. So it's basically the same sort of thing, just adding another record. You can think of it even as like adding a customer, it's just adding another service. In this instance, it's just one price. You can have automatic markup, you can type in as much text as you want here. These are all your accounts, they're just set up default, they just default. So if I go create new service, so these accounts just default to what Tradepronamics has set them up for. You can change them, but no one really changes them, you just keep them as it is. You've got labour income, labour expense if you're purchasing some labour, sublets. If you go into general ledger, you've got your accounts, all your accounts are here. These are all your assets, your expenses, accounting fees, etc. You don't really need to know much about that. Like when you do an invoice, everything's automatically updated because the accounts default, so they just default to. But if you want to change them, later on you can, but there's really no need to. They're all there. Especially things like cost of goods and labour income and sales income. You've got your GST report, so you got your cash there. You put in the dates, follow the blank, it'll just view everything. So there's GST report, you've got a cut purchases, and cut invoices, point of sale, it's your sales value, your purchase value, tax collected, and in this instance we've had no tax paid because they're all GST free. Okay, that's the period there. Okay, you've got your GST report, you've got your cash accrual, most people use cash. We've already seen the profit and loss, so there's your profit there. This instance, on just an open period, you can choose any period you want, so we choose today. What's how much we've made today? Well, from today onwards, $615. Well, it's minus the credit, so it's actually that's we've made a loss for some reason. So total revenue. Okay, we've had a lot of expenses there because of previous purchases that we didn't display. I mean, I haven't showed you in this demo, but in this instance today we've made a loss because we paid accounting fees and a few things there. Okay, in the purchases, what I like about this program is you've got your purchase cash book. Instead of doing a purchase invoice for each item and supplier, you just there's one here, 2011, 2012, second quarter. You just put the date in, the account, you can put a description if you want, the amount, and these are all your purchases, so you don't have to create a purchase invoice for each. See, even the dates are different. Okay, so you don't have to create a new purchase for each item you purchase. This is just much simpler. You can just put in today's date, say the 15th, or the 5th, 2013. So phone bill. We'll look up account, just click that, expenses, right mouse click, expenses, so it was legal fees, or wait a second, legal fees, alright, you can put a description if you want, so $1,000, you just go save, cash book entry has been saved, so that's another purchase there, so you can go and do a purchase invoice, which is like an invoice but from a supplier, but this is just a lot easier. A lot quicker. So in this instance it's 2011, 2012, second quarter. When you go in the account you can just print it, and it just shows you what you've purchased. There's your purchases. That's your legal fees, 1,000 there. We didn't put a description, so if we go back to it and put a description, so we go lawyer, just save it again. Okay, so if I print it, there's your legal fees there. So you can go to the account and say, well, these are all, that's how much purchases I've done for that period. That's your purchases, so your account knows your expenses. So if you want to know how much money you made, you can just go on the sales register. These are all your sales. Say what the sales for, I don't know, from that date, for some reason. Usually it'd be, a financial year or a GST period. You just go print, and this is a lot more than what your account needs. It gives you the invoice number, the invoice date, the customer name, the GST, invoice total, balance due, with all the totals there. So the account goes, right, okay, so you've there's the income. Alright, so that's the income you made for the year. I don't think the accountant will require more information than that. That's quite detailed. And if you want to see your expenses, you go into purchases, purchase cash book, save that quarter there. You go print, and that's the total expenses. So he's got your income and expenses, you can work out how much money you made. So all he has to do after that is a couple of legal things, like capital gain made, or which expenses are deductible, tax offsets and things like that. But basically he's got all the income and expenses. So the legal part is quite straightforward as well. It's probably about 5 items, like I mentioned. Okay, so that's about it, I suppose. So with your invoicing, you can either pay it off here, or you can go into your customer payments, set the customer. Okay, this guy's got one invoice, it's invoice date, pay it there, shows you the detail of the invoice. Okay, he's going to pay it by check. Let's go record, I'll print receipt. I won't print receipt in this instance. And now there's no, click on outstanding, there's no outstanding invoices to be paid by this customer. You got your sales refund, you can refund things, but it's quite straightforward. So the main thing what people use is either use invoicing. This is easy invoicing. So you use invoicing to work out. Most people are concerned with how much money they made. So this is easy invoicing. It's totally compatible with the normal invoicing. So if I look up one of the invoices we did normal invoicing, so this one, so it comes up here in easy invoicing as well. Okay, so most people are concerned with their invoicing, and after they've done about 10 invoices and realise that it's all quite straightforward, they look into using the purchases. They can use the purchase invoice or the cash book. The purchase invoice, purchase from, it's like the sales invoice, so it's purchased from Repco. You got the product, look up product. So you bought some spark plugs, we'll just click on spark plugs. You receive 10. So go to save. Comes up here. Okay, just like the invoicing, these are the unpaid. You can look at all the purchases, or just the unpaid ones. Or you can go look up purchase. This is a more sort of detailed search screen. So I want all purchases from Bosch. There's one there. So if I type in B, everything from Bosch comes up. There's the totals there. That also gives you, you can also work your GS, work off, do your BAS and your tax off just this screen. You know, if you just want to know how much tax you paid and how much you purchased between certain dates. So you just put the dates in. It'll give you the details. So there's sort of a couple of ways of doing it. I recommend the easiest way is just to print off the sales register for your sales. They want the sales between this period. You just go print that off to your accountant. It shows all your sales. There's your invoice total. There's your GST, and that's all the detail he needs. That's your sales and your purchases. Same thing. Or you can use both the purchase invoice to buy things, or you can just use the purchase cash book. So I can just go the 15th. Well, this is really for non-stock items. So you can put in the 15th of the 5th, 2013. I don't know, petrol. Same sort of thing. There you go. Petrol. $44. I save it. Okay, if I print the cash book, at the end of the year, you get the account that shows these are already purchases. There's the petrol. That's your total purchases for that cash book ID, which is that period. You can, whatever you name it, I mean, you can just look it up. It's like an invoice number, but then here it's 2011, 2012, second quarter. This is for GST purposes. And that's the total purchases here. So we just purchase petrol, or you can just do purchase invoice for petrol. You can just go one description petrol price $44. Same sort of thing. Okay, and you can put a purchase from if you want, or leave it blank. Just be a catch purchase. So well, here we've set it to select supplier. So I'll say it was a cash purchase. Save. Purchase invoice has been saved. Okay, and there's your purchase here. We haven't paid it off, so there's the petrol. It's that one there. So we pay it off. $48. Save. It's been saved, and it's disappeared. The cash purchase. So you can purchase petrol from here, or you can do it the easy way and just this is the cash pool we're using at the moment. It's an old one there, but anyway, or you can purchase it here. Okay, even though the dates don't correspond to that quarter because of the 2013 and of the entries that I've done today. But basically, the concept is you just put the date in and the amount. Put an account in. You can put descriptions optional. So these are the accounts these expenses are going to. So if I exit from there, you can see all the journal entries. That purchase journal. This is that's the spark plugs I purchased. Just worked out all the things like that. If I look at all the journals, this is all the stuff that I've done today. Purchasing spark plugs, paid Tom. Okay, that's the date there. These are all the things that happened today. So it doesn't matter whether you do it from the purchase invoice or the purchase cash book. All the entries end up in journals anyway, and all invoice entries end up in a journal anyway. Everything basically ends up in these different journals, and it culminates to the profit and loss and balance sheet. So for example here, the profit and loss have worked out because the default account, you've got your sales income's that's what it cost you. So subtraction works out the sale from the cost, works out your profit, notwithstanding the GST and all the other accounts that are created when you do a purchase or a sale. So, but anyway, that's just basically it, sales minus cost, and notwithstanding other accounts. So if I get out of here, if you go into general ledger, go into profit and loss, so you've got your sales income, etc., cost of goods, and that's how it works out your profit. Okay, all these accounts are already set up, but later on you can set your own up. It's not very difficult. Okay, you can start using the program straight away without purchasing it. You just set up your invoice headings. You can also put your logo on after you purchase it. You can just start using it. It limits you to about 35-40 invoices, and after that, if you want to buy it, you just you pay for it, and we email you the unlock key with the invoice, so you can just continue using it. So it's basically try it before you buy it, because we don't charge you to look at it or test it out, and we don't ask you to fill out a form and call you back and all that sort of stuff, because we think it's a good product, and it's out there for you to test out, okay, and have a look at. So what else have we got here? We've got Capricorn purchases.